Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Masks and Muses, our Dragon Age game here at Restless Barbarian Gaming. I'm the GM Aloysius, here with all of my lovely players this evening, who I will now have introduce themselves, starting with Tom, in a counterclockwise fashion, please.
Plus, I was being a wise ass. So the teacher always calls on them first.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Tom. Yep, she heard that. My name's Tom. I'm playing Buccio Viari. And damn glad to be here.
I guess I'm next.
Yep. Indeed.
You know who I am. I am playing Aiden Kincaid. And Tom, I'd just like to give thanks and appreciation for the fact that your intro music, there's a flourish right at the beginning, just as me and my character's name appears. So.
Oh, I planned it that way.
Oh yeah, I know. Oh, and I'm just like tipping my hat to you, like that. That was well choreographed right there. So I love every time the intro comes on. It's just like. All of a sudden, the music rises, and there it is. This is Aiden Kincaid and Diver as Aiden. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm playing Aiden Kincaid, the star of his own show, the mastermind behind several dozen plots in Val Royo, and he is a man.
Got his hand in so many pots.
Indeed. Pokers in many fires, thumbs in many pies. He's done it all. He sees it all, and sometimes everybody sees more of him than they want to. So yeah, that's him in a nutshell. And I will pass it along to Aosia here so that she can introduce the other wild card in this band of animals.
Wagwan party people. No, I'm joking. Hi, my name's Viv. I play Aosia. Sometimes she surprises me too. I play the how would I even put it? Eccentric, figure of the White Spire in Orlais. She's honestly just like a really great breath of fresh air that sometimes is laced with cayenne pepper. And honestly, yeah, oversexed. What can I say? W Riz, all right? 100% aura. She's honestly just that girl. Like, she's the it girl of the White Spire. Like, bad bitch, undefeated, unbeatable. Energy is, like, unconquerable. And honestly, she's just having a really great, fun kind of Wattpad romance with Web Blanket, aka Frederique, Chantry Guard within. And so, she's been contemplating that. Sex has been great. This like moral feeling that this is not good, kind of like in a sort of separated from her relationship sort of way, is slightly, niggling at her. But honestly, she's just having a really great time, and she really likes it as much as she's really scared of her relationship at large. And what can I say? Me and Aiden are a recipe for like any disaster for Aloysius' plans. So we're gonna raise the roof and we're gonna lower expectations. So we're gonna handle it off to the baddest bitch on the continent. All right, snag the baddie, and she's been a baddie since day one. All right, undefeated. She's been right below Spire's nose. I'm so happy for her. All right, be free, queen. Be free. And yeah, so introducing the baddest bee within 100-mile radius, all right?
Marjolaine?
Butter be smooth and all. You got nothing on my girl Adelaide. Right?
Talk about an introduction.
I was like, oh no, not Ade. Not me. What's happening? Well, thank you. That was such a nice little introduction. Now I don't know how to follow up the energy. Because I was just gonna be real low key. So hi, I'm Tiara. I go by T, and also Devour Your Fear on B-Sky. I play Adelie Montbelliarn, and she is currently I don't know. I guess I'm thinking of her as like a little undercover mage, like an undercover apostate, hiding in plain view.
We love that for
Who's
her.
right? What a rebel, iconic, honestly. And currently she's having a fun little go of dealing with a soon-to-be death in the family. Haha. Passing it to our game
Yeah.
master.
Real fun times all around. So, when last we left the party, we picked up a few months after the end of season 1 and basically found out what everyone had been up to, what sort of shenanigans that had been going on, and sort of what they got going on now. Some silly things, some sexy things, some depressing things. We had a real hodgepodge of a time last time. So we're just gonna pick up the following day. And we'll start with Buccio.
Not it.
So it's the following day, and you had before making acquaintances and going to the wildest theater performance you've ever seen. You had tried to go into Ade's abode, only to be told to come back today now. And so it's relatively early in the morning. What you feeling?
He gets up.
Also, where did you stay, by the way? I am curious.
I too am curious, because there was a moment there in the evening where you were among other bodies after our show. So
it was a little, I don't know, maybe a little slippery.
A little much.
A little much, yeah. So, he might have, he probably did leave the theater. And maybe he just slept in an alley like he's done before.
Just a random alley?
Yeah, just a random alley.
All right.
As a street kid, sometimes he feels safer there than surrounded by strangers. So, who are all touchy-feely. So he exactly. So he gets up and heads over to Ade's. Hopefully, he's probably kind of checking the pits, make sure he's okay. Kind of straightens out the hair a little bit, and goes up. I guess he probably gets stopped by the same guards.
Well, they're different guards this time, but yes,
excuse me. There are guards stationed there.
Yes, there are still guards stationed there, but they are different guards than the ones that you saw. So. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, to checkpoint 1.
Okay.
Business.
To see Miss Ade this beautiful morning.
And they sort of like look at each other quizzically, but one of them seems to at least pseudo recognize you, and he's just like, it's fine. And
we got a little problem.
and one of them says, "One moment," and like walks inside, and then Ade, about a couple minutes later, you well, I guess, would you have gone back to your own room, or would you have stayed in Izan's room after your full-on mental breakdown?
You can't just ask me this question.
I have to. She was having a mental breakdown in his room the last time we saw her.
Okay, here's my question. How far would Ade's... Well, probably far, because they're inside the estate, aren't they? Actually?
Yeah, so I'd say like...
I'd be like, how far is her little house room, whatever?
Yeah,
Probably kind of
yeah.
far.
Yeah, I would say because that's like towards the back, and Izan's like stationed up in the guest wing on like the second floor. So there's a bit of a distance between the two.
All right. So what she does is she takes one of the like, like one of those. What are they called? I don't know. Is this a sedan? A sedan? What are those fancy little backed chairs called? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Fancy little
Anyway.
backed chairs.
Yeah, like where they have like their chairs. They're like on wooden pegs usually. The fabric was usually like kind of brocade with like metal like kind of gilded onto the edges where the sewing would have, you know what I'm talking about, like the fancy chairs. You know what? AOC gets it. It's fine. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I know what you're describing. I'm just like,
don't know what they're called.
Yeah, I was just like, God, what is that called?
I'm just like, those chairs tend to be pretty big, so I'm imagining that she just kind of like weakly took 10 minutes dragging it over into the corner, and if Izan
and then just drapes herself over it.
Well, and if Izan asked like, do you want me to help you move that, she'd been, no, I got it. And then kept doing it, probably still while sniffling.
Yes.
And then she would have taken some of the pillows from the guest bed, and she would put one on the chair, and then she would kind of put the other one stacked in front of her like a little mini barrier between them. She's just like, and you stay on that side the entire night. So that's how she fell asleep.
All right. So then I'd say it takes a little bit of extra time of a servant trying to hunt you down because they don't find you where they would expect you. But
I say that she tries to sneak out of the room in the morning without being caught because she does not want this getting back to her uncle.
Make a dexterity roll.
Okay. God, I don't remember how to roll for this.
3d6s.
And then the number, if I have like a modifier on my dexterity, I add that after rolling 3d6s, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And then any subsequent like focuses if applicable.
I got 15.
15. Pretty good. Pretty good. So you managed to sort of like sneak out undetected and sort of like act like you've just been walking around before one of the servants finally finds you and says, "Oh, Miss Ade, you have a guest at the front door?"
Oh, okay. I will. Can you maybe invite them into one of the guest rooms where we receive people, and I will go get ready really quick and meet them.
Yes, of course. And she heads off.
And I feel like that's a servant or whatever walked up to her, and she just started sweating bullets. Like, oh shit. And as soon as the servant turns around and like walks around the corner, Ade takes off in a dead sprint because she doesn't want to be caught by anybody else. So she can get like properly dressed and shit, because she's most definitely still wearing the clothes from yesterday. So she does not want to have to deal with that.
Yeah, just being like, I don't need to be seen this way.
Yeah.
So
If
maybe
anyone
about
else sees her, she will drag them into that house with her.
Yeah,
She'll
so-
slap a hand over their mouth and drag them away.
Yeah, so maybe about 5 to 10 minutes after you were told to wait, a servant meets you at the door, Buccio, and ushers you in and takes you to one of the nearby lounges to wait to be received by one of the ladies of the house. And
okay. He
and
hops up on a chair and his feet kind of dangling and kind of wait.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And Ade, in your full sprint, you do see, like as you're about to make it to your little abode, you do see Manon, sort of just like appear almost out of nowhere, and just like doesn't say anything, but just like looks at you in the full sprint.
If they make eye contact, wait. So Manon sees her, and I see Manon, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then Ade won't stop running, but she'll just put a finger to her lip as she sprints by.
Yeah, and then sort of as you sprint by, she almost like cackle laughs and then walks away.
She's just like, I'm going to have to bribe her later. But that's a problem for another day. Ade will just kind of like go in. This is now the first time she's been back in her place in a like couple of months. So,
and you
feel
notice,
yeah.
I would say it would notice that things are relatively as you left them, but things have been, sort of like tidied up a little bit and, dusted to make sure everything's, relatively clean and in order. But by and large, it's as you left it.
I think there's kind of a deeper thought here for her, like a sense of, to her, like having this place as her own space, kind of like outside of the estate after being in the estate for so much of her like early life and not able to really like go out and do stuff. Finally, like having this separate space felt very freeing to her in a sense, but then coming back now, I think she is very aware of how small this makes her feel. Does that make sense? Her world has been expanded, right? She left Val Royeaux for the first time ever, and she was on her own. Sure, it was for a short time, but yeah, like her world has widened a bit, and now she's kind of a little bit more aware of how suffocating this feels. But there's no time to really ruminate on that, so she's gonna get ready, and then
like, well, let's press that down for right now.
Yep, she's gonna get in her stuff. I do also think she puts puts on something she tends to wear to receive guests, and is like, why is this feeling kind of snug? Because I think she put on Happy Way. I was just gonna say that the food was better in Ravane.
Fair, very fair.
And so she's like, what the hell? Why is this kind of snug? But then just shakes her head. She's out the door, trying. I think she's kind of jogging again, and then somebody probably, like other servants, probably give her a strange look. And she's like, oh, right. I'm back in Val Royeaux. You cannot just
I can't just run around to wherever I want whenever I want.
Exactly. So she kind of
without people staring anyway.
Yeah. Straightens her shoulders, and she'll walk to the house to go see Buccio. Now that she knows it's him.
All right, you eventually make your way to the receiving lounge, and you see a short, roguish man sitting there waiting for you.
Okay. I'm guessing she kind of enters and either sees a side profile or back profile first.
I'd say you would see his side profile.
He does a dramatic turn. So no, he actually just kind of turns.
Does a hair flip.
Oh yeah, he does have longer hair now. He can do a hair flip.
Ade enters the room, sees Buccio turn around and goes, Buccio, how are you? It's been so long. And I do think that Buccio will see, I think Buccio will notice that Ade kind of like messes with the mask on her face as if it's a little uncomfortable, but she is smiling.
Do you still need that?
Well, of course, any noble, or not any noble, sorry. That was a spoken word on my part. But any proper woman in Valroyo would never be found out receiving guests without a proper mask on. Of course. Surely you're used to this.
I just think you're beautiful without it.
Oh, that's so sweet. I think that Ade is kind of like very surprised by that. And is smiling, but smiles a little bit more to herself because that was very sweet. Just say, well, perhaps later when we're all together again, there will be no need for it. But I have to. In the Duke's manner, one must act in a certain way.
I suppose, yeah.
But she will come in and sit down across from Buccio.
Okay. He hops back up on the chair. So. Well, they're built for taller people. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's only like 4'6" or something like that. So 4'8",
yes,
I think.
yes, they're not very dwarf inclusive, nor are they humans with dwarfism inclusive.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I said I would come back. I sad to not see you yesterday, but it's good to be here now. So what's new?
Well, I just got back yesterday, a little later in the afternoon. I'd been traveling for a bit, you know, just until some things calmed down. But a family issue brought me back a little earlier than planned.
Hopefully you've settled that. For him, family issues are bad. So
yeah, she's not. She doesn't laugh. I'm like, damn. How do you answer that?
Right.
Because she doesn't really feel a need to like lie to Buccio or anything like that. So I think she kind of glances off to the side, and Ade is just looking out the window a little bit. And I don't think she's able to. I just don't think she's able to meet Buccio's eyes when she says it, because
So he knows. Drop it, Tom.
Yeah.
You've noticed he's become more blunt than he used to be. He's, and he doesn't mean it in a mean way or something, but this he recognizes. Okay, let it go. Don't say anything more.
I think Ade will just kind of wave a hand and say, it's fine. It's not much of a secret. The old Duchess has been of weak constitution for the past few years, and it seems it's getting to be the end of that fight. The cold hand of death has stolen her away to the fade. Not yet, but soon to be. No, she doesn't say that.
Oh.
Sorry.
Well, that would be so dramatic.
Those words.
How
it's
Orlesian,
almost as if someone else wrote them.
The ghostwriter just suddenly beamed words into my head. She says, it's difficult for everyone here to handle, as you might well know. But other than that, there's something else that's new, but we could talk about that later. What have you been up to?
Traveling, making my my fortune in the world. But I did promise to come back here, so I've returned. I went to an interesting performance last night. I guess you could call it that. That our friend Aiden produced
Oh?
at a.
Oh, wait. Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Was this eccentric, or was it horny, or was it eccentric and horny?
I would say eccentric and horny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The basics of the story I feel like I had seen before, but not to this level of fluidity, shall we say. Is not for the faint of heart, nor the what's the word? Prudish, shall we say?
I will very well keep that in mind and probably stay away.
I would advise that. Yes, a lady of your standing should not be
Even
caught
though
dead.
I do think, just as a side note from the player, I do think that Izan would fucking find that to be hilarious.
Probably. He probably
So
would.
So she's going to do her damnedest to not mention anything about it in front of him at any point. But okay. Okay. Did you have a chance to run into Aiden himself?
Not directly. I observed him from a distance, shall we say.
Oh?
I still think there's a little bit of water under the bridge between us two. So maybe I will go over and see him, depending on how long I'm in town for.
This has the makings of a great... Well... I'll just say, be careful. You might find yourself the subject of a new story, because I can't help but think that this has the great makings of a rivals to lovers storyline.
Yeah, I don't know how I want to approach it.
And Ani's like, making a side note, we'll bring this up to AOC later.
So I won't keep you any longer. I wanted to just say hello, and maybe we'll see each other again in the coming nights.
Well, is there any way we can maybe try and meet up with everyone today? She stands up before Buccio even gets up, like excusing himself. I think it's a little obvious that she's like, wow, getting out of this place where the Shroud of Death hangs over it would be awesome.
You're basically looking for an opportunity to leave, right? So.
It'd be like, wow, it'd be so good if I could get out of this place.
Yup.
I haven't gone to see Aosia yet.
Well, perhaps we should get the whole gang back together. I'm not busy, are you? She's already
he's kinda,
leading him out of the room.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, yeah, we can. He's like, no, I guess I'm free now. Yeah, let's go.
Okay. So
Yes, I was gonna say, important question: is Izan coming with you?
Well, considering the nature of what we discussed last week, And because of the shenanigans that this group gets up to, I do feel like it's probably better to unfortunately invite him just in case. So I think Ade gets to like she's very briskly heading towards the door and then stops just like a couple feet from it abruptly. Okay. Bucho, there is one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, the peanut gallery is killing me.
This is the chat we don't share. So.
Yeah.
Izan's about to breast boobily down the stairs.
Yes, I'm trying to avoid all the cliches that everyone wants me to cave into.
Right. There's one more thing that happened, and given the nature of the explanation behind what happened, I need to invite somebody along with us. Is that okay?
I suppose. Is it a servant?
No. Not quite. Yeah. Well, you see, I kind of got married.
Congratulations.
Yay. I know you probably have questions. However, I don't want to do the thing where I have to explain the story 8 different times. So I ask that you just hold on to those questions so tight. And I will go and grab him, and we can be on our way. And then once everyone's together, wow, do I have a story?
Okay.
And she'll just say, you can either come with me or you can wait here, but I'm gonna go grab.
I think it'd be better if I waited here.
Okay. She will excuse herself, and she's gonna go grab him. Stop! You'll hear him before you see him. It's wild.
I mean, probably not inaccurate though.
Those look heavy, sir. Do you need help carrying them? Carry those titties for you. Anyways, sorry, y'all. Sorry, I know we haven't shared a picture yet. I will eventually have something that I will feel comfortable sharing on stream, but as of right now,
in his best lingerie, right? So.
I'm working on it.
Anyway, you head off to find you.
Anyway.
Yeah, she'll have to.
35 minutes for me to come in and talk to somebody. We leave.
Yes.
Well, welcome to Masks and Muses, folks.
Yeah, it's a grand time here. So
Yep.
you head on up to Izan's room, and like when you walk in, it looks like he in the time that you had left, he'd had a servant bring up a hookah, and he's currently smoking the hookah.
No, Fox, that's just like already. It's like 9 o'clock.
Is that supposed to mean something? I thought everyone lived lavishly here in Orlais.
That is fair. He makes a good point. That's very fair. She'll just kind of roll her eyes and say, okay, fine, sure, some people, but some of us actually have to go and do things. And I happen to be one of those people who have to go and do things. And because of the nature of, and she just kind of gestures wildly between the two of them. That and like the, curse, I need you to run errands with me. She smiles.
Are you not worried about me bringing you unwanted attention?
That's also a good point. She will kind of take the mask off and just rub her face and say, she'll clasp her hands in front of her. No, honestly, no, because I'm sure as of now, everyone has heard that the old Duchess, my grandmother, is currently on her deathbed. So there will be stairs regardless. What's a few more? Plus, what if something happens? What if I get stabbed in an alleyway? And then you're suddenly dealing with that, but you don't know where I am. See, it's just better if we stick together for right now until we're able to figure out someone who can help us with this issue.
Well, if you think that is the best move. I was more just concerned about your uncle shitting his pants, but at what all the neighbors are going to think, a big Kunari man like myself just waltzing into a noble's house and then walking around with one of the head servants.
People will talk. That's what they do best here. And if it isn't today, it would be some other day. Because, like it or not, we're both here together right now. So, what's the difference of a few hours? At least, if we go out now and confidently, it won't look like we're trying to hide anything.
Very well. Lead the way, princess.
She had. Just like, she doesn't have anything to threaten him with. It's like if she had a pencil in her hand, but she doesn't. She just kind of glares over her shoulder and then she'll open the door and walk out. They'll go back to Buccio.
And Buccio, Ade comes back to you with a hulking behemoth of a man. Horns, multiple piercings, gray skin. Would Buccio have ever even seen a Kunari before?
That's what I was going to ask. I mean, like the player doesn't know Dragon lore, Dragon Age lore that well. So
well, I guess it depends on where Buccio would have gone on his adventures.
Right. I'm gonna guess no, he hasn't. He hasn't seen them before.
All right. So this is your first time seeing a Kunari.
Yeah, so he's
Buccio, this is Izan. Izan, this is Buccio.
Hello, little man.
Hi.
Are you in shock?
No, I'm just wondering what the weather's like up there.
Oh, well, there's none currently because we're inside a building.
Yeah, I got that.
Well, shall we go? Should we go? We should go. Are there like any servants starting to like gather downstairs?
Oh, you notice every time Izan walks by, people are staring. Like even like within the house, people are just staring me like, oh my god, what's he doing?
Yeah. Big specimen. All right, let's go. Ade's gonna leave.
Isan, watch your head when we go out. It's not built for people your height.
Yes, I did notice that, but luckily I know how to duck through a door frame.
+1. Good. Okay.
And he follows.
And Buccio just kind of brings up the rear then. So
Can I insight these two?
Sure. I
is that even a thing in this game?
I don't know.
I guess
but I'm trying to get the vibe of the two.
I guess the
two
equivalent would be perception.
Perception.
I guess.
Empathy, I would think. If you have empathy, it's probably a bonus. But
I do not have that as a bonus, but okay, let's roll and see what we get. I have a +1, and I rolled a 14.
All right.
I don't know if that's good.
It's not bad. It's pretty good. So sort of the vibe that you're getting from Izan at the very least is that he's amused and is having fun keeping Buccio on his toes.
Yeah, at someone else's expense. Yeah. Loves to have fun. How about Buccio, though?
Buccio is protective of Ade and wondering what this beast's intentions are with her. And didn't take kindly to the little man reference.
I'm very sensitive about my height.
So he's gonna just come back with tall jokes and things like that. Not hostile, just assertive.
It's not outwardly hostile.
Right. Who knows? They may end up being friends. I don't know that though.
Okay. Cool. Well, it's good to know that they're not gonna just get into a verbal argument anytime soon. Hopefully.
I'm going straight for the Achilles. So.
Okay. Got it. I'll keep this in mind.
No. Just
All right.
He's protective of her.
So should
again,
we...
he goes into he's dad mode. So.
Oh. Should we? Okay. Buccio, let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we should get Aiden first before we go to get Aosia? Or do you feel like... I mean, it's only been 2 months. I know Aosia has a way for reining Aiden in a way that doesn't register as reining in maybe to him.
So
I'm just unless you feel up to the task.
So you'd rather start the fire, let it burn to an inferno, and then bring in something to try to calm it down a little bit.
Well, I'm saying
Although Aosia could easily be alcohol thrown onto a fire as well. So.
Oh my. Okay.
I think either approach will work. I know where Aiden, one of the places he's been.
Okay. Maybe we should then from the viewpoint as doing something fun. Maybe we grab Aiden first and then we can all surprise Aosia.
I'm sorry. I don't think that was a correct use of a monkey's paw.
I had to correct myself. I'm sorry. I felt it in the universe. I was like, I think I made a reference wrong.
Yeah, because I looked at that and I was like 50-50, like a monkey's paw, and I was like, what? But and then just the immediate backpedaling.
Anyway, we digress.
Yes, we digress. So, where are you going first?
I think let's go to the theater.
Yeah.
All right.
Those aren't new
dear.
shoes, are they, ma'am? I don't know if they've cleaned the theater yet.
What?
There might be some refuse.
You have fluidity like that?
You do know Aiden, correct?
She makes a face. She makes a very unhappy face.
he can be a bit of a pervert, shall we say.
We're just gonna. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I don't feel like going back and changing now, so it'll just have to do.
And I don't want to.
Ow.
And I don't want to offend your husband. So, just wanted to warn him that the theater conditions may not be very sterile.
As Buccio is saying that, Ade is already jamming a finger into Izan's chest
Oh.
and is saying,
What you guys do in public?
I forbid you from quoting anything that you hear in this theater around me.
I make no such promises.
No, you will not do it.
And then you head off. So,
Aiden, we're coming for you.
yes, I would say so. Aiden, after your night of depravity,
Debauchery. Yeah.
yes, what did you stay there? Did you also spend the night there with all of your performers? Or were you like, I'm too good for this, I'm going back to my dorm room?
A little column A, a little column B. I did stay. I like to stay to make sure that I collect the all the tips, right? And the prizes that are sold after the show and all of that stuff. The encore and everything like that. He takes several bows and whatnot. The theater is the attendants are well versed in collecting all kinds of charitable donations afterwards. And so, that has the crowd is encouraged to give freely of both fluids and coin. So that is that's what happens. And then we would say early morning, 3 a.m., right? The sun hasn't come up yet. Running on sheer drugs and possibly some form of caffeine and everything else. He goes back to the university, makes his way back with a couple of his inner circle, and proceeds to confer with his other scholars. Yeah, and check up on them, about as far as the research they've been doing through the night, and any progress that's been made on the various tasks that he has set them to. And then he'll get like 2 or 3 hours right before before the day begins again, or possibly longer. He doesn't really operate on a set schedule, so it might be midday by the time he awakens again. He's unbound by traditional, circadian rhythms and everything. So yeah.
Yes. Very fair. Sort of like a little. Yeah. Okay. I guess also a question, because you did promise Valeria.
I did.
That you would somehow waylay her parents.
Right. I don't know. She didn't give precise details as to when they were showing up. So if it is that they are showing up, say at dawn or early morning on a ship or something like that,
yes. She told you was that they were on their way.
Right.
You don't know more than that.
He's not
currently.
more, and he's going to leave it to her to tell him. I mean, knowing what he intends to do, like, hey, if your folks are arriving, it would be helpful if you told me so that I could implement the plan, as it were, because he needs to turn them around, right? And send them back to Antiva, where she has been transferred, as we discussed. So for the audience, to catch the audience up, Valeria and Aiden. Valeria is his number one student, acolyte, follower, learner, whatever you want to call her. Yeah, exactly. And so basically, he formulated a plan because Valeria told him that her folks were arriving, the rental units. And so basically, Aiden was like, "Oh, well, that's not okay, and we need to get rid of them, like post haste." And so his whole plan was basically that he would forge documents, not he personally, but when he says he means the collective that work under him, and so one of the collective would purloin or acquire transfer documents, and therefore when the rents showed up, he would greet them and say, "Oh, I understand you're here for your daughter, Valeria. Unfortunately, you just missed her. She is actually transferred over to Antiva, the university there. I'm sure you're quite familiar with it, being that you come from there." And,
all right.
Yeah.
So I am going to need you to because this will be only the first step. This will definitely be a multi-phase.
It's a multi-phase, just like everything Aiden does. Multi-phase.
Yes. So I need you to give me a communications roll to properly instruct your peeps.
No problem.
On what exactly it is you want from them and what you want them to do. And that'll sort of get things going one way or another.
Absolutely. And so I've got a +2 here, plus I have a focus in persuasion, and I feel like that's Aiden is absolutely like a persuasive fellow, especially to those who devotedly follow his every word. And I may even work this in as an element of his oratory, perhaps.
I would say no to the persuasion, yes to the oratory.
Okay,
though.
okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Is there any bonuses he gets just for their their desire to accomplish what he asks them to do?
I would say it's less to do with their desire and ambition to please you, and more to do with just following your instructions to the letter.
Okay, so that first roll was an 8, which is not great. So I'm going to re-roll that, which is what oratory allows me to do.
Okay.
And that is much, much better. That is a 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you want them to forge documents is currently the first step of this plan.
Absolutely, because transfers happen. Scholars go from one place to the next. Those forms are freely available. This isn't a complicated task that anybody's going to look sideways at. Like, every now and again, if you're studying abroad, you need a transferred form and that sort of thing. And so they know this. This is just kind of procedure. It's just... It's procedure for something that isn't entirely happening. So yeah, it's basically like, get me the documents you would normally have, and we'll make this work.
Yes. Okay. So you relay that information to them, and they get to work on forging the documents to the best of their abilities.
Oh yeah. Because that's beneath him. He's not doing that. Yeah. That's what a following is for.
Okay, so now that that's done for now.
Yeah.
So do you head back towards the theater area after your whole preparations, or do you sort of linger at the university?
Honestly, in this case, I think Aiden is a man about town. He is a shepherd among the people. He makes his rounds. He visits the food trucks. He also visits the local tabloids. He has people out among the streets. He has a network, and so he goes to get his morning quad shot, coffee, and basically. He, to wake him up after a few hours of sleep, and while he's doing that, he makes his normal rounds in the bazaar, in the various districts of Valroyo, to talk to his people, the people that are there. Whether it's the town crier or the scribes, the tabloid scribes, or whether it's the food truck people who may or may not have seen something interesting. And so it is that Aiden might even be aware that a certain Kunari is in town before he meets him, because this has got to be news. So, you know, he
there is definitely gossip on the streets. That is for sure.
Yeah. So,
you know, as to the validity of it, you don't know.
Right.
Because,
he doesn't. He cares less about the validity and more about the interest of it, like the shock value, and you know, he's even contemplating writing this character into the sequel of Fuchsia Fron Fantasy. So, in fact, maybe we could get Isan to play the part. You're like
a Kunari. Why didn't I think of that before?
That's right, exactly. Like nobody has a Kunari, and this would get us from off Broadway to off Broadway, or possibly even to off Broadway. So yeah,
or even further off Broadway.
Right, exactly, or even further off, possibly kicked out of Valroy altogether. But you know, we'll just have to
finally
go on
just
the road.
decide they're over this Aiden Kincaid guy.
We'll have to travel to Ferelden or Navarra or wherever. It'll be a traveling show. So yeah.
Oh boy, but
So he is kind of like,
okay. So you're just sort of moving about.
Yeah. He's moving about, but he's always got some people following him. He's dressed in a way that it shows he's not hiding. It's not that like his clothes are flamboyant, so to speak, but you can recognize him from 50 paces off. Like,
okay. Well, in that case, Aiden, could you make me a perception roll?
I would be glad to. I would be glad to roll perception here. Let me go ahead and do that right now. Now, I think he has a plus to this as well. Yes, he does. He has a +2 because he's always noticing things.
Yeah. He's a man of noticing things.
That's right. And honestly, he does pretty well here. That is a 16.
That is pretty good.
That's
and
right.
honestly, you didn't even need that much, but I'm impressed that you got there.
He's keeping his eyes open. Yeah.
Yes. Sort of like as you're going about town, walking away from one of the local food stalls, you see off in the distance a tall horned figure walking,
standing heads and tails above everybody else, right?
Yes, and it definitely has the people's attention. That's for sure.
They like scatter.
I was say some people are sort of just standing and staring. A lot of people are giving this figure just a wide berth. It's staying as far away from possible, but still watching with curiosity.
And Aiden is just like, oh my God, it's true. And he just makes a beeline towards Izan. Like, he is like, I have got to meet this person, you know, and we have, you know, he's already got the attention of the entire city, and there is just so much money and fame to be made here. This is you know, when opportunity comes knocking, you know, you seize it by the hair, by the horns, and you ride it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so Buccio and Ade, you're walking. Everyone is sort of like, giving you lots of space to walk the streets. But out of the corner of your eye, you see people making a beeline. You see someone making a beeline right for you, and immediately you recognize this as Aiden.
Oh, it seems Aiden has found us.
And then he notices, like, his eyes are up here, right? He's watching, you know, the horned behemoth here. But then
he's like, my eyes are up here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. and it's like, that's right. You know, but then he notices, you know, the two accompanying people with Izan, and like, oh my God, it's that person whose name I can't even mention. And Buccio, how are you? You're just like, you got new clothes? Are those new clothes? Is that a new hat? Do you have a new wardrobe? My God, is that a rapier on your hip? Just like, and he's just like coming in with open arms. And who is this with you? Who is this giant with you? Is it Kossath? I think I learned back in my studies in Kirkwall that y'all, your people, Kossath, is that it? Yeah.
The term you're thinking of is Cossack, and no one
yes, I
uses
knew
that term. We are Kunari.
Kunari, yes, of the Kun, yes. I know all about it. I took a class, at some point about that. Learned everything. And my God, it's what a just a pleasure to meet you. Like you are just. Do you know how much you stand out? Look at these people. Everybody in these.
Ade has interposed herself slowly between the two of them, but she's not sure if this is for Aiden's sake or for Isan's sake. I'm just saying that. She's there just in case things get weird.
Now, does Ade have her mask on? I didn't clock whether that she kept it on or not.
She does. Well, let me think about this. Storyteller, can we say that after they left the estate that Ade kind of tucked her mask away? Because
We could say that, but you are still dressed
I know.
kind of like a noble, so while your mask would be, signifying that you have ties to House Montbelliard, a noble, or at the very least noble presenting Orlesian woman just walking around without a mask, that would
be more wild. Okay, I'll keep
yeah,
it
that
on
would be
then.
that would be very scandalous.
Fair. I did not change into something. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then yes. Then she's wearing it.
Okay.
So yes, he bring it in, and he's wrapping his arms around all three of you, and giving Izan a good pat on his breast meat there, and just
it's very firm when you hit it.
They're real.
A lot of muscle right there.
Blood, abs, and everything. Like we need you. Have you ever acted in your life? Because I've just got the part for you.
Can Ade just okay? This is so.
I have no
beyond
desire
what
for the
she's ever
theater.
done. But can she just grab Aiden's face and say, "Okay, focus"?
And he's looking at her. Am I allowed to talk about you? We're still pretending you're not anybody special, right?
Just call me Ade.
Ade, right. Got it. Yeah. Yep.
We gotta go get our other friend.
Did you find? I didn't ever see it. Are you new? Like he's talking to Isan again. He just can't help it. He's just like, are you? Is this your first time in Val Royale? Because I gotta be honest, I didn't see you here before. Yeah.
This is my first time in Orlais. Yes.
Oh, fantastic! That means my spies haven't failed me. Which one of you is responsible, or did you just meet him at the dock somewhere? I'm just like, because he doesn't know.
My husband, Aiden. How about that? Okay, let's go.
He's just like, holy shit! Oh my God, sweet Andraste, you're married? Oh my God, Bukio, did you have something to do with this, or is this? You just kind of with them. Are you? Is this? I don't know how Kunari marriage works.
If only I had a wheelbarrow, so I could just wheel Aiden towards the tower. Or
oh boy,
spell.
You're married. What is that like? I don't even know. I didn't know that they married in the Kyun. This is news to me. You're not Tal Vashat, are you? Are you like one of
Aiden.
the?
Can she put her hand over Aiden's mouth? Before
he starts asking all of the charged questions immediately.
Yes. Because
Sure.
at first she's like, surely it'll slow down, and then he starts to ask. He starts to get out a charged question, and she's like, "Right, it's been 2 months. This is who Aiden is." So she slaps calmly, not so calmly, grabs Aiden's mouth. Says, "Dear friend, I know you must be so excited, and I plan to tell you. I plan to tell you the most interesting story about how this all came to pass, and it has lots of juicy details. But first, should we not just, this should be between us, our group, not us and
I used to know about this shit.
Yes, this should be between,
As they say
this
in
group
Kirkwall.
Yeah.
and not everyone else on the street, right? Inside voices, and let's go somewhere comfortable and quiet.
Good sir. Hey, I assume your hand's off now.
Yes.
Good sir, I didn't mean any offense. You have me at a disadvantage. Obviously, you know that I am the one and only Aiden Kincaid.
I have never
just
heard
kinda
or
stand-
seen you in my life.
But I do not know your name. Recently married to and husband thereof of my good friend Ade here.
My name is Isan.
Isan. Great name. I love it. Did you choose that, or was that given to you, or come on, we have to tell Aosia. Aosia has to see you, and we have to inform everyone, but Aosia especially that Ade is married, and Bukio, she's going to be so happy to see you. You two always got along. It's good to see you too, and in a fresh new set of clothes too, and it's great. I approve of the new wardrobe. We're just drawing all kinds of attention here on the street. In case
yeah, especially with I was saying, because Izan is already drawing attention just by existing.
Yeah.
And now with Aiden basically shouting like a maniac.
Just shouting and just drawing all the remaining attention to himself. Yeah, this is like the circus spotlight right here.
Yeah, people are definitely like whispering amongst themselves from like 30 feet away.
Absolutely. And so he's going to take his big paw and like, I will take you to the tower where our other good friend is, and he like stretches.
So you go and hold his hand?
Oh yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
what?
Yeah. And he's just walking off. He's just like taking him, and he's just like
and you try. I would say you try and walk away, and then you're just immediately as he is just like an immovable force.
Come on, it's this way. Yeah. I know you're stunned by my greatness here, my appearance, but you'll get over it. It's fine. Everybody is like this the first time they meet me. So
I can follow you, but release my hand.
Oh, okay. That's just a tradition we have here. It's the Valroyo hand leash move.
You do not sound Orlesian.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna love you because I am actually not. You are so astute. Wow! Imagine that. An intelligent, perceptive Kunari. It's just holy cow!
Is that gonna fight you?
Oh my god!
Ade's gonna fight you. Ade's gonna stomp.
I'm sweating.
I took you for a himbo originally, but like I'm here for it. From one brilliant mind to another. So yeah.
What's the role to fight Aiden here?
Oh my god!
I mean to step on Aiden's foot here in the street to stop this.
Oh boy. I'd say you could just do that.
Is it too late to go for the ankles?
She does this.
Whose ankles?
Aiden's. He's about to look at Izan like, you go high, I'll go low.
We'll just clothesline him.
Yeah. Oh, that must be the Kunari greeting. Wow, holy crap! You hit like a truck. He's gonna pick himself back up, and whoo! All right, I'm gonna need a drink after that. What's a truck? I know, right? So, and then he's going to grab his hand again, or his wrist, or whatever, and be like, "You've got to come to the tower. This has to happen."
Can I grab Isan's hand.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's like, Aiden. My
Thank
dear
you.
friend.
Thank you,
She's
Ade.
very patient.
This is the best gift you could ever give me. Like, this is such a surprise, and I never would have expected it from you. You absolutely know how to make a scene, and this is amazing. So yeah, thank
Aiden?
you. Yeah.
Let's go to the
You know
tower.
what?
Nope,
Yes,
she's
you
gonna
know,
walk to
I
the
just-
tower.
Yes, she starts walking, and then Isan just starts following.
And Aiden's like the whole way, like talking and everything, you know, basically just like, I can't wait to see how you perform. And I've got the perfect role, and we're going to get you in a costume. And yeah, so he's just yammering on. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I just
Yeah.
say you have very perfectly nailed like the person who is just so excited but not even realizing like all of the
Oblivious. Yeah.
yeah,
No
all
problem.
the things
Yeah.
exactly. We all understand your act. It's very good.
Yeah.
Damn, I've been in a situation like this before, and I'm like, holy shit, this is very good.
Oh my god. Oh boy. I'm sweating.
You made me nervous in my own game.
Yeah. Anyway, you head off towards the White Spire. Aosia, after your nice little date night last night, I'm assuming you just went back off to the Spire.
I mean, I had my way with him in an alleyway first, but then we went to like, you know,
I see. Okay. Very important.
a nice little romantic pit stop, you know, and then
Yeah.
back to the tower because you know it was kind of a late night thing anyway. Security
Mhm.
kind of goes back up, so she was like, I'm also really exhausted from that round, so I'm not
Yeah.
interested in doing it again.
Yeah, fair enough. So I guess with all of that craziness that's going on currently, you probably have a couple hours in the morning to do some stuff if you would like to.
Yeah. Am I supposed to meet Margarine this morning?
The note literally just said tomorrow, as in, you know, yesterday's note, as in today. So it did not give a time. It just said today.
Well, she's like, it's not like I have. Oh, wait, no, that's not even Aosia. Ah! Who am I? It's not like she has anything to do, so she's probably like gonna wake up a little early, you know, for Aosia. So like, you know, maybe a good, you know, respectable 10 o'clock. You know, usually she's kind of a wake at noon and sleep past noon and do the whole thing. You know, depends on. So she's kind of like, you know, she's like, I'll take a quick walk, go get some churros, do my whole thing, you know, have a great time. If Margarine doesn't show up to our date, like, you know, by the time I'm there, then I'll probably just head back and, you know, try and study some more spells, take a not suspicious walk around the door to the phylactery, you know, just like, you know, just a quick, slightly slow-paced walk.
Yeah, as you do.
Yeah, you know, just like a casual stroll. And she's been doing all this weird shit to make that not look as weird, right? Like, she just does that everywhere now.
Yeah, she just randomly walks, just looking aimlessly.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. We're gonna get there. But yeah, so she's just like started to walk really slowly. In certain, like, she'll just do it up the stairs, especially if it's a one-way stairway and the first enchanter's behind her. Snail space. We ain't moving. Let me let you know, all right? The E in eccentric is also for everything. So we're getting a little bit of everything, all right? My multicultural queen.
Oh. So you go to head off to see if Marjolaine is waiting at the alienage for you.
Yeah.
All right. You head on out.
German, yeah. That was a me, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you head on off towards the alienage, and you're able to get in pretty easily. Yeah. And it is just as packed as you remember it being the last time you were here. And you sort of are just working your way through the crowd, and just sort of like push your way towards the Venadol, which is the big tree of the people, sort of at the center of the alienage where you had met her previously. And it's a little less crowded, a little slightly more spacious in that area, so you don't feel like you're constantly pressing up against other people. But like at a glance, she does not seem to be here just yet. So what do you do?
Well, I have churros. And it's a beautiful day, and so I'm just going to take a seat by, the tree, and just sit there looking gorgeous, and just wait a little bit, see if Marceline is like waiting for me to give the signal, or if this is whole thing about, I don't know. I mean, she didn't tell me how she was gonna come, so I'll just sit here for a bit. Maybe I have a book. I read the book a little bit. I look performative, but I'm actually not. Yeah. It's the calmest AOC's ever been, honestly. But she's just kind of also just like watching the people go about their lives, slightly enviously, even though it is like an alienish. Just like sometimes she'll see a couple families. So she's like,
yeah. You see, you definitely see the sort of like a bunch of families, walking around. You see like a few kids, sort of just like running around playing. One of them sort of trips and almost bashes his face into the ground, but he like catches himself at the last second, and then just keeps going like nothing happened. So you're waiting around 10, maybe 15 minutes before a cloaked figure takes a seat next to you and says, "It has been some time. It's good to see you."
Churro?
She takes a churro from you.
I know I recommended them to you last time, but honestly, I think this is the best car around. It's right outside the alienage, too. Very accessible.
Yes, I do not have churros very often, I must say.
Is it like a dietary thing?
No, nothing like that.
I know someone in the tower, she can't like eat anything bread. Like, there's just something in the bread that like she starts to swell and then she just shits her pants. It's just really bad. And so like she can't have anything of the bread. And so she can't have anything of the churros either, I think. Which is really a shame. But she's like mostly on like a green diet, which is honestly like, I mean, it has its ups and downs, right?
A wretched life, truly.
I know. So what have you been up to? Met any boys? Had a good time? Yeah.
I have been busy, and I know that you in particular are looking for information. And I may have something for you. A man matching your description was seen traveling with a group of Dalish near the Tirashan, last I checked. The Ralafarin clan, specifically. I do not know if they will be there long, but I do know that they are planning on traveling from near the Tirashan to between the Dales and Halam Shiral.
There's like Orlais land anywhere between that?
Those are all places in Orlais, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just really don't get out much. So, I mean, I kind of know the White Spire and then the churro stand and like a few bars.
Yes, the Tirashan is an ancient forest to the northwest. Halam Sharal is to the east of here, and the Dales are southeast of here.
Do you know if he's like passing through town? Because like,
I find it unlikely that that the clan will pass through the city directly. More than likely, they will go around. It may be treacherous for them, but I think they would rather do that than deal with any Shemlins.
yeah. Well, that's a pity, I guess. Do you? I mean, I know since you know where they're going. Do you like know maybe anybody who, if they would be okay with it? I mean, on both sides, like maybe like a letter. You could even have a word limit.
A letter.
Yes.
You want this letter delivered to this man, or you want a letter from this man?
Oh, both would be great. I think it's the first one, and then if he's amenable, I guess he sends him back.
Do you not wish to see this man?
I don't know if I'm like allowed outside the city. I mean, a lot of the because her thing is like city bound, isn't it?
Aosio's.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's able to like move freely with at least the like term. Yeah, the terms of her sort of like agreement is that she's able to move within the confines of the city, but she's not able to leave the city.
See, I have what I think the Chantry would like to call a leash. Although like it's not physical, it's more so connected to like my blood and body system. And I have been so graciously allowed to leave the tower. Like I'm a dog. So long as I stay within the yard.
But do you wish to see this man? Yes.
Yeah.
And you would let the words and actions of others prevent you from seeing this man? It is your life, not theirs. You must live for yourself. Otherwise, you will only grow to live with regrets.
I mean, that's kind of the goal, you know, Peter, but I don't know if I mentioned this, so I might just have to review this point. Magical tracking spell on me, 24/7. If I step a pinky toenail out of the city, they send the guys who killed my family after me again. So, and I mean, I'm honestly, I'm great. I'm amazing. Like, I'm super powerful. I'm unstoppable to a degree. You know, as much of it, it's a blow. It's a blow. It's a blow to admit. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it and survive. And that's kind of the goal. You know, I don't want to be like every other failed freedom chaser who's, I'm going to just leave and I'm going to run and it's going to be fine. And then I spend the rest of my life miserable.
Well, do you have a plan? Or even a semblance of a plan?
To an extent, yeah. I mean, I have some of those steps, those first steps going out there. I know where it is. I've seen it. I just kind of have to figure out the mechanism. And I mean, I don't know. They kind of keep that from us, you know, so we don't know. I don't know exactly how I would release it, and if it is that there's an alarm spell, and then if there's an alarm spell, how much do I have to get out? And I have friends who would help me get out of the city. in that exact event, but it's just there's one big wall in front of that road, and once I dig a hole under or blast a hole through it, or find a way to climb over it, it's clear skies.
Yes. You must find a way to make your fate your own. But you must be smart about it. Otherwise, it will all be for nothing.
Thank you, Marjorie. I appreciate it. I don't know my timeline, so at the moment, I would appreciate a letter. I mean, and who knows? Maybe I'll before the letter arrives. But in the interest of just pre-planning, I appreciate it. Do I have to pay you like a tax or something?
We will work something out.
Postage, I see.
I will see what I can do. And potentially give an update as to the movements of this clan. To give you a proper timeline. To get your affairs in order.
Thank you. And she's gonna go over and like give her like a side hug with one arm.
I say she does not react at all.
You know, not that I ever thought you were bad, but like, you're not so bad. Here, you can have the rest of the churros. Yes, thank you. There's like 2 left. One of them's happy.
Okay, so now she's holding 3 churros.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's a little like wrapped wax baggy.
Okay.
And she brushes off her crumbs. Okay, well, we have things to do. Okay, vivacious women to be. So you go do your amazing, mysterious, and majestic life, and I will go live my slightly depressing but mostly majestic life as well.
And without saying anything, she stands up and starts walking, and then she takes the bag of churros that you gave her and hands them off to a couple of the elven kids who are running around, and just disappears into the crowd.
I don't know if that's insulting or just like one of those niggling things that tells me she's actually a nice person. But, next time on Dragon Balls. Anyway, so she's gonna turn around and she's gonna be like, "Well, that was my one chore of the day, or the one activity on my to-do list." So she's gonna go back to the tower. She has nothing else to do.
All right.
She's got a few crafts in her rooms that have not been going well that she has to fix.
All right. She, I'd say you would have time to potentially do something about that if you would like, before your friends come to accost you.
Yeah, so she'll buy more supplies, I guess. She stole someone's wallet in the spire.
Just, you don't know who's just someone's?
No, it's just someone's. It's probably not a mage's because they don't tend to have that much money. But she was specifically by kind of like where the chantry guards chill, like and just they get a little lax. And she was like, and that's on my watch. Don't ever do that again.
Yeah, it's just like, this is what you get for being a Templar. I steal your salary.
Bro, I'm actually making this do anything useful, right? Like, this money's going to a good cause. Me. And so she's gonna go buy a few things, some more, embroidery. Embroidery's been going good. She's been doing a lot of flowers, filigree. She sometimes does some embroidery on handkerchiefs. She did an embroidery heart on one of Wet Blanket's pieces of underwear. And so she just does it like on the butt cheek of all of his underwear now, like just puts little hearts on it. And she kind of pranks him that way because he didn't quite notice at first. And then his buddies were like, "Bro, what the fuck is that?" And so she was like, "Oh, this is still gonna be so funny." And so now she's moving on to stars on his socks. she is starting to install, little leaves underneath like the armpit of like a shirt, right? So that's going well. Crocheting, not so much. We had given up on crocheting. Knitting has also not resulted in results. So that one also didn't go so well. And she'll just make a quick stop at, a perfumery, and just buy, a recommended perfume. Um, kind of an irresistible scent. And then she'll also get one that's like vanilla, just like and then stock up again on laxatives and cayenne pepper and all the usual stuff. She's trying a mix of black and white pepper to see exactly how this works. Something got imported called chile, so she's gonna try that. And sometimes when her supplies are limited, she just starts lacing sand and cumin and a little bit of her pepper reserves into stuff. So we figure it out. And so then, with a handful of shopping, she's going to head back to the tower.
All right. I would say, just for convenience sake,
Yes.
just for convenience sake, on your way back to the tower, you end up stumbling upon all of your friends, as along with a 7.5 foot tall horned Kunari man who's built like a brick shit house.
Aosia, there she is. Look, you're like, oh my goodness, you're out of the tower. They let you out. And just coming
Yes, for a little bit. That's what happened when you saw
these bags here. Look, there's like cayenne pepper and everything. Oh, I see you've been keeping up with all the shenanigans.
There's chili into my new recipe, so we're
What
gonna
is this? And he picks out the perfume. You got it. You got it from my.
That's contraband. I have to put that at before I bring it in.
Oh, no, it's okay. I won't tell anyone. Yeah. No, look out. Ade and Bukyo are back in this tower.
She's going to turn first to Bukyo because it's been a while, and she's like, you have
He's just going to doff his hat and, yeah.
You have hair.
He had hair. It was just short before.
Right. You're not bald anymore.
It's not that you were bald. It was just, you kind of just had the little boyish look. It was gave myself the haircut. And your luscious looks. It's only been a few months. What did you use?
I've traveled the world. Well, not the world.
I was like, damn, the whole world in 2 months.
What's disgusting?
I must know. Oh my God! In this cloak, Bukyo. You are fit to be a buccaneer. Oh, you look great. I love this whole new look. And Ade. Oh.
Aosia, so good to see you.
Oh, it's so
and
good.
Ade will open her arms to give her like a quick hug.
She makes it last longer. Does a little cheek kiss and everything. Oh, you look so
Ade
good.
will just giggle and say, "It's really good to see you. I'm glad to see and hear you're out and about."
She's married.
Oh my God.
And she's going to turn around to look towards Izan, and it's just titties in front of her.
Yeah, just man titties.
To him.
Oh.
Right?
So this is Izan, my companion from Ravane.
He's Talbashath.
I don't know what that is.
He's not Talbashath.
Do you do handshakes?
And he holds out his massive mitts and shakes your hand.
And she's just gonna look over at Ade and go,
Just gonna slap a hand over her.
And Aiden is
ass.
just kind of nodding behind her shoulders, just like, yeah.
And Izan looks to Ade and he's just like, I like her.
I knew you would.
Be careful around him. When he goes to hug you, he just it's a lot.
Oh, do you want to hug? I'm really good with hugs. I was just being polite because I don't know.
I am.
He totally
alright,
knocked
but
me to the
thank
floor.
you.
I mean, when he was trying to hug me. So, be careful. Be careful
Keep
there,
lies
Isan. You
out
don't
of
know your
mouth,
strength.
man.
Oh, it has been so... Well, I'm dying to hear how this happened. Oh my gosh, whirlwind romance. Oh my god, like
How about we go somewhere quiet and off the street? I'm sure you will all love the story so much.
why don't I
But
just drop off my stuff first? I know that.
You think they'll let you back out?
I will jump from the tower if they don't.
Isan will catch you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was just considering dying. No, I mean, and then that would be everybody else's problem.
if you see Frederick, tell him I said hi.
Yes. Good old wed-legged.
Aiden leans into Ade and is like, "Oh, I can tell you some things about those two. Like, we've been keeping in touch."
So there's
Yes,
progress.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh yes. There is so much progress.
I just gotta go inside real quick. I have non-perishables that I have to put away right now.
Oh yes. By all means, go ahead. I'll tell her all about you and Wet Blanket while you're gone.
And you just like watch her legit, like she just like kind of hikes up her skirt real quick, and she just grabs the perfume and just
What?
she put it in her panty line.
I'll explain everything, Ade. Don't worry.
You know that second layer in underwear that's just being sure that like it doesn't like
Did you
stain her
just keister
through.
that?
That's what she did.
Did you just keister that?
Prison wallet. So.
You see her like start to like in a way that like is almost magic to watch, like, put away every incriminating item that she has bought herself.
I'm not gonna watch that.
It's like it's not all going up. It's just like stacks of powder, boom, 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 boom. Like one goes to trade, disappears, right? And
So you're not keistering all of them, okay?
yeah, no. They get stored away in different locations.
Aiden is
Okay.
just nodding with pride. He sees
The
all
way
this.
you
He's
said
like,
that was like really wild. And I was like, in the middle of the fucking streets is insane.
We supposed
We're going on a list.
I'm crying.
Okay, I think See, last time they caught me with the paprika because I had it like in my skirt and they could see the kind of outline in my panty line. So I've transferred it all onto leather bags, which cost me leather. I will be right back. Okay, everyone stay here. Isan, lovely to meet you. We will get to know each other more.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
Or I guess she says, homemaker.
Yeah, homemaker.
And so she goes
Andraste's
inside.
tits.
You see the chantry guards like legit give her like a quick like TSA pat down, and she's like, "I told you I don't have anything." And like they check her bag, it's just vanilla perfume. And so she walks in.
Yep. They just let you in.
Uh-huh. And so she'll relieve herself of her stuff. Put some of it in Cyril's chambers, for emergencies.
Yeah.
And does she see like Frederick on her way out?
Make me a perception roll real quick.
Shit. All right,
He's
good.
watching you from the ducks.
Okay, perception.
In the ceiling.
What? How many D6 do I roll?
3.
3. Thank you, King. That is I have a +1. 6, 6, 2, 1. So, sorry, 15.
14?
All right, 15. You do see him as you quickly get up to your floor and start heading down. You do quickly glimpse him.
Is he like busy?
And it looks like he's sort of just standing on watch, but he doesn't look super busy. You beckon him over. He sort of like looks around real quick and then walks over to you.
She's gonna like scurry to her room, and the moment he gets like in it, she's gonna close the door behind him. She's like,
What?
they got married.
She got married?
Married to this huge, bigger than yours, which are blessedly amazing size, perfect. Okay, huge. I don't even think I could hold it if I had 3 hands.
Oh, okay.
They were right in my face. They were right in my face, Frederick. Just, oh my God, like he needs a bra, and he was huge, huge.
Huge how?
He to the sky, taller than me, and he looked down at me from over his breasts, and he said hello, and I said, oh hello. And she married him in 2 months.
Whirlwinds.
She didn't invite me to the wedding.
I'm sure you'll get details.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. I know you're busy, and usually I don't do that. When you're on go. Sorry, my bad. That was but I'm gonna go hang out with my friends.
Okay, well that's good.
I might be back a little bit late. So don't stay up for me.
Okay.
Make sure you eat dinner. I haven't laced anything yet. So you should
Okay, I just sensed the keyword in there.
What?
So I'll prepare myself, I guess.
Don't worry, this time I'll give you a lighter dose. I'll make sure it goes right. You'll have like maybe a tummy ache at most, and then I'll give you like pain meds for it, so you'll be fine, honestly. And then like I get to give you soup and take care of you and hold your cheese, do the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, this is for you. Hikes up her skirt, takes out the bottle that was in her underwear, not inside her. Not inside her. This is for you.
As you see him immediately blush.
You literally saw this last night.
It's just,
Out in an alleyway.
I'm just, look, it gets me every time.
Oh. I will fuck you right here if you understand. Like, you need to watch out, okay?
Yeah, I think you might be a bit late for your friends if that happens.
Exactly. So this is for you, and she gives him like the aphrodisiac bottle. We'll be using this soon, if that's okay with you. You can always just give me the no, and then we don't have to use it. I'll just lace someone with it, and then we'll see how that happens. But
Okay.
yeah. You have a good day.
You too.
And I had to.
Me too.
Okay, go.
He kisses you real quick. And then he goes.
Okay, I can change. Oh my God, man. I was gonna see them and it came out in my going out wear. Oh my God. And like, it's literally, again, yet a gorgeous flowy outfit. But
She has so many of those.
everything is flowy. Everything's gorgeous. Everything is like a bright shade of something.
Yes.
She's
She's like normal mage robes. Fuck that.
No.
Nonconformist.
They're kind of like, don't you want to stay covered up? She was like, bro, this cleavage, though it may be minimal, is magical and it must be seen. All right? She was
Queen.
Like, the length, my collarbone is so aesthetically fine. Everyone has to see that as well. Just oops. So she's gonna change into like a sort of kind of like aquamarine that fades into like a sort of like jade and like dark green kind of flowy dress again. Just take her staff with her just in case, and comfortable walking shoes. The remnants of the purse she stole, and then she's gonna fucking fly out of there, all right? Racing down the steps. Pushes the first enchanter out of the way on the stairway at some point.
You do not see the first enchanter in the stairway, but you imagine yourself doing that.
It would be so glorious. And then she comes out slightly sweating. Okay, we gotta go. Yeah. Oh my God, it's been so long, guys.
Welcome back. I was just telling Ade how we have been working out plans for you and Wet Blanket, and the relationship is progressing, and the pigeons have been dying. I noticed. All right, and so You know, but it's okay. They died in
Ade
service of a
kinda
good
looks
cause.
at Buccio like, I've been dying. What the fuck does that mean?
Oh my god. How did you know?
Listen, I have people who know about pigeons. Okay.
Aiden's
They-
in the ceiling.
Aiden's the one watching in the ducks.
They know, they're aware, and I've been informed. So, but it's okay. I don't hold it against you.
Fuck?
The network-
Cool.
That's so scary sounding.
Aiden, that's really great. Like
Yeah.
honestly, like I didn't even thought to have anybody watching pigeons.
Yeah,
You know
I have
people who do
people-
that? Oh my god.
I have people watching people and pigeons
I mean,
and other people.
there's
yeah.
there's a good one to either one. I mean, sometimes it's a little extreme.
There's
but,
nothing that happens in Valroya that I don't know about it. So, yeah.
I mean,
This is how I knew about this guy right here stepping off the boat, right? Ade tried to be sneaky about it, but we all knew. And I knew Bukia was
Ade's
in town before even
dissociating
Bukia
right
knew
now.
about him.
So did you go off somewhere private, or are you still just standing
We're
immediately
just
outside the
standing
White
there right in
Spire
front
right
of the
now?
tower.
We are definitely able to just kind of mosey
Let's
our
walk and
way
talk.
somewhere quiet. Yeah.
nothing incriminating.
Do we
Okay,
know like
okay.
a little like quiet out of the way tavern or something?
I know
where we
just
can
the
get, like, a back
place.
room?
I'll lead the
Gosh.
way, and
Is
he's
it
gonna.
theater? Because I don't know if that's quite quiet.
What was it? The Rusty. Where's the place we went last
The
week?
rusty nut. The rusty
No,
tentacle.
where we met Eel.
Yeah.
That's probably not anywhere near here.
I'll say the bar with the ever-changing name.
It gets
That's what it should be
ridiculous.
called. It should be called the bar with the ever-changing name.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
So we all head there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you head to the bar with the ever-changing name.
Yeah.
And it's relatively empty. The few people in there are sort of like minding their own business. They as you walk in, basically everyone sort of like turns to look in your general direction, and you get a couple of looks, but then they sort of just go about their business again.
He's with me.
I'll say people here seemingly give way less of a shit than
Yeah.
all the people walking the streets.
Yeah.
These are my people.
Yeah.
How about we?
A round of drinks for
about-
us and me and my friends.
Yeah.
Aiden just goes ahead and orders that from the bartender. Like, you know me, I know you, and if you want to keep your job, he'll serve those right up. So,
He's turning dog.
Yeah, I would
So he's
say.
only spitting his drink.
Yeah. And he gives Buccio like a knowing nod. And he goes and like gets 5 tankards and fills them up and then passes them out to all of you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't drink beer. Do you have anything fruity?
He takes it back.
Sangria?
Or pina colada? Or
Drops an old lemon in
Bahama
it.
Mama?
Now it's fruity.
Yes, I would say he takes it back.
Cosmo?
Yes.
jelly?
He takes it back, and then he like pulls out a couple things, and then just starts like pouring a couple liquids into like a concoctor, and then just like shakes it up and pours it, and then hands you passes. It's still in a tankard, but he passes it to you, and then he puts like a cherry on like a stick in there and passes it over to you.
Thank
Little
you.
umbrella.
Great.
Can I just get a bottle of wine? Can she just say the name of some wine, please?
Yes.
Because I
like
think
a
she,
Navarin red.
yeah, because she'll take like the babiest of sips of whatever's in this tankard, and I think she immediately is like, ugh, and she'll just push that over. She'll push that over. Yeah, Izan probably. It's fine with beer. Here you go.
Yeah, he just takes it and starts
Perfect.
sipping
Yep.
like it's nothing. And And then the bartender sort of starts like scouring, and because he like looks at your clothes, because you just immediately stand out. And then he starts like scouring the bottles, and then he pulls one out, and he's like, just sets it in front of you.
Okay. Perfect. Did he open the bottle? I don't want to ask it now. Okay.
Yes. He opens the bottle in front of you.
I was trying to picture a wine bottle in my head, and I was like, and how is this closed? And do you give me the thing to open it myself? But perfect. So then, yeah, she'll just kind of like pour herself a glass, and say, thank you. And after he leaves, she's like, so, it's been a few months.
Yeah.
It has been. I feel like all of us have been busy doing something or another.
Yes.
You didn't tell us about the wedding at all.
Well,
you didn't invite us. You didn't say a word.
I couldn't have gone.
Did you think we wouldn't notice the 8-foot tall husband that you brought back? I'm just curious. You could have reached out at any time. I felt like we had a good relationship going with our letters.
Okay. When I say okay.
You know how she feels about her privacy.
I do, and I was very discreet.
You didn't miss a
in
wedding.
My verbiage. Yeah.
You didn't miss a wedding because we didn't know. We didn't know it was happening until it was done.
Vegas!
It was all very accidental.
Oh.
Yes. And by accidental, less in the if this was a setup and we walked into a marriage not knowing it, and more
cursed by spirits sort of situation.
Curse is a strong word.
I have heard you use the word curse. Am I going to be wrong?
Not in polite company.
Cursed by spirits? Really? Do tell.
Like which kind? Because I'm not gonna lie, I have some experience with this, and this could be something very bad.
To my knowledge, not demons.
Okay.
But actual spirits tied to a ruin we went poking around in. And it was my idea to go and poke around in them. I will take onus and responsibility that this is very much probably my fault.
It was also unclear if it was intentional on the spirit's part, or if they were sort of just reenacting the steps from previous memories to the best of their ability, and that when they saw us do it, it was merely a side effect. There are a lot of unknown factors in this aspect. We were going to seek the assistance from a seer before we were called back here.
Well, what did you need to see?
A seer.
Yeah, like what did you need to see with the seer?
It is a mage woman in Ravani culture who is able to be very in tune with spirits. They let them inhabit their bodies, but without possessing them.
There's some things like that in the tower. I think there's like two that I know of. There's like the one who does work with the spirits, like kind of full out. And I don't know if there's a healer who does it, but I honestly don't really, tend to vibe with other people. I have a slightly overwhelming personality. But
you said in the tower, though? That would be useful, if not for, well, the fact that it's the tower.
I mean, but I have the inn. I can do research. I know some people who don't hate me. And, well, hate's a strong word. I think I'm loved by everybody. Like, I'm amazing. but there are some people who just haven't quite gotten quite there yet. So, personal problems, I guess. But I mean, I have access to the library technically, on a sort of tentative basis this week. I mean, you real.
Oh, you cut out for me. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, sorry. She was whispering a little too low. She said, "You really friend in the fucking library once," and everybody, thinks you're fucking crazy. I did find a way to make that not seem like what it was.
I know all about that kind of thing.
Yeah, but then I got blamed for it, and it was my fault. But if I hadn't been the person who done it, it would have been really unfair because they don't even have evidence against me. They're just blaming me to blame me. Everything's Aosia's fault in the tower. And honestly, I was like, Bukio, I have missed your sense of just calm and blunt, observation. They could really do with a dose of that in the tower. All right. Am I guilty of many a crime? Yes. Am I even guilty of that crime? Yes. But there's been 6 that they've blamed me for. Okay, I did not mean to put laxatives in everybody's food. I only meant to put laxative in some people's food. So we need to go talk with the chef who's putting random things in places they should not be in.
Somebody tried to frame you.
Exactly.
Oh, I know. Yeah. See, it's all about the framing, Aosia.
Exactly.
And really, it deserves an entire discussion and discourse on the nature and concept of crime, whether you're a criminal at all. Yeah.
Aiden, I really would love to, but I do need to get slightly drunk. Just a little bit. And I think at that point, I'm not going to be able to articulate the way I want to keep up with you. So I think this might be another one of our late pigeon, notes. You and I.
Well,
yes.
I'm good for it.
Just, sorry, there's so much that's happening that's fascinating about this conversation right now. As this is the first time that we're all seeing each other again like this for some time. But in the spirit of kind of, I don't know, figuring out what next, maybe we kind of just go around the table one by one, questions, answers, that sort of thing, so we can all be caught up to speed.
Okay.
Well, let's start with you, Bukio, because I know you must have waylaid somebody with money to get your hands on that kind of outfit and that blade that you're carrying around. So
He earned it legitimately.
You don't want to fight.
I mean, I would respect that. I would totally applaud you for that. I'm not insulting you. I'm saying
Aiden just wants to catch hands all around.
Or did you take a new job in the past couple of months?
He looks over there.
Are you a
Yeah, I worked for my money and I earned it.
Oh.
That's a very ominous answer.
Take it as you will.
some people disappeared. Yeah.
Is Aosia perhaps to Ade's left?
Yeah, let's say that.
Because as they say that, I think Ade's gonna lean over and whisper, I can't help but feel like there's tension that could be more than with these two. Is that just me? Sometimes I just get the feeling. Right! Wouldn't that be wild?
It's like one of those really crazy hypotheticals where you're like, oh my god, never, but what if?
Right, and then you start thinking about it and you're like, oh my gosh.
Oh my god, it would be I don't know, it's like that hate fuck trope, I don't know, like Brat Tamer Bukio or something, oh my god.
Brat Tamer Bukio. Wow. You should think about that for the next thing you circulate around in the tower. I think that would do well.
Brat Tamer.
Maybe not with their
Just
names.
start taking notes.
You would be.
Sorry, as they were saying though, I just wanted that little side conversation.
Yes, just wanted to get that side conversation going.
Bassanio and Aiden.
You're not
No,
going
you-
to tell us anything about the jobs you took on, Bukio, at all.
Nah.
No. Okay.
What? Is it a secret?
Are you under oath?
Did you sign an NDA?
Say no, but shake your head yes if so.
Nonsensically Dragon Age? Okay. Well, all right. Keep your secrets.
You intrigue me more, mystery man.
I agree. And he'll just like reach up his glass like really high to like cheers.
Yes, and he clanks tankards with you.
Yep.
Also, well, you're both sitting at the bar, so it's
Yeah,
a bit.
yeah.
It's a
But
bit
still, I mean,
easier.
it's like this.
Yeah.
You know, he's 3 feet taller than him. So.
Well, okay. Did anything of note happen while you were on your own?
I grew a beard and a long hair.
And your hair and beard look very nice.
He kind of slow motion.
I was going to say your hair looks extremely lustrous and healthy.
What do you use?
Soap when I can get it.
Oh, he's one of those. Oh my god. Oh,
Mm,
life is so unfair.
where they can just do anything and it bounces back and it's still perfect.
You
Crazy.
slap pond water on your face, never have acne. You
Yeah.
know,
Uh,
brush your hair once a month,
Must be
wash
nice.
the waves. Oh, some people get all the luck.
All right. Well, since Buccio went first, do you want to ask your questions next for everyone around the table?
he kind of glances around. He's like, "Nah, I think I'll just listen."
He's become
Ominous.
Yes.
Very mature energy.
He's so shadowy now. Oh
I
my
was say, Bucci was a little scary now.
Yeah. I'll just listen for what?
Oh my. Okay, is that like a thing for you? Like,
You a voyeur?
she puts that under Bassanio's name, warriors.
Sometimes you can learn things by just watching and listening.
That's very true.
That's one of the reasons you and I get along so well. You're such a great listener.
He just kind of glances over.
Ade chokes on her wine.
Long sip, long sip.
He just takes a really long chunk of his drink. You're like, does anyone else need a drink?
Oh, you know they say rivals
take a
have the
third.
best sex.
I got you, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah. They're gonna be like big dog, little dog.
Constantly taking notes.
My cane corso and my plug and my dad sounds good.
All right. Who would like to ask questions next? I can go if no one else is jumping for it.
By all means.
I would love to hear your questions, Ade. Your questions for me specifically, because
Full of himself, this one, it seems.
Aiden, I appreciate
Aiden is such a delight of a character. There's just so many. Aiden is that character that would go around on Tumblr that the fans just have to dissect. There's so much going on here. I think Ade just tries very hard not to start laughing because it's like, yup, good to know some things never change. They will just kind of nod.
your questions.
That I have.
Oh yes.
Well then, I definitely have questions for you, Aiden. So then I guess in the spirit of saving the best for last, I'll ask Aosia my questions first.
Oh, okay.
So I'm curious. I obviously had to travel for a bit of time right after we last saw each other. What happened with you? You mentioned being in the tower for some time?
Yeah. So super not happy with me for being at the riot. I mean, like freaking crazy. And so I was kind of on spire arrest like for a month. But it was fine. I spent that month committing acts of terrorism, aka just acts of terror
My
against.
little terrorist.
Oh,
I'm so proud of you.
yeah. But yeah, so I really mastered a lot of pranking recipes. I did a lot of studying. I learned a new spell. I was going to try and learn a different one, but honestly, I spoke with Cyril, and he kind of was convincing me to go for the the path of caution and practicality rather than amazing potential. Um,
Typical uncle.
yeah. So I mean, he was kind of right. I mean, I guess it'll be useful, but like, I was really looking forward to sending a wet dream to someone who we might say is a little wet.
You can do that?
Well, I
That's a thing.
now not anymore.
Well, okay. We'll just have to do it my
It
way.
was a
then.
thing?
There was what?
It was a thing at some point?
Like the dream spell?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't send him any, but I'm sure he had some. So, that was magic on its own. But I wanted to learn a spell, how to do that, and Cyril, when I was at the precipice, pulled me back. And so I had done all the studying for how to do it, and just kind of like the tank is kind of full right now, so I have to wait for the tank to get bigger. Aside from that, I have a boyfriend now.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Well, I'm glad, even though they put you on tower arrest, that things seem to be going well in your personal life.
Oh, I think it helped during that time of tower arrest. Frederick was watching. Sorry. Wet Blanket was in charge of arrest duty, surveillance, or guarding. Yes, that's what
and
we're
they
going to call it.
tended to put him on, guard duty a lot more because it seemed like it was coming down.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because Aosia is so well behaved when Wet Blanket is guarding her. So
the things I did to that man. Anyway, we don't need to go into that. We can have a whole kind of like girls' night discussion about it or whatever. You're invited to Isan, if you would like. I know that it's not the marriage, but you're new and you don't have any friends in the city. So if you ever need anybody to talk to or send a pigeon to, or if you need someone who's really good at making irritants, I'm your girl.
I will keep all that in mind. Thank you.
Yeah, so I did studying. I did sex. I did.
Sometimes both at the same time.
I mean, maybe. I did acts of suffering against people who deserved it. So that was pretty much.
Did you hear anything else about? I guess, did you hear anything else at the tower about who they thought might have been involved with the riot?
No, you would. Yeah.
They're never going to find that out.
The great thing about me being here is that if there were anybody potentially there who was under suspicion for such a thing, I have such a big target on my back that they assumed anything that went awry was just me. So you've got some good coverage, but it was okay. And I had been meaning to ask you. I should just kind of lean a little bit forward. Are you doing okay with that? I know you were gone for 2 months. Is it more of a period of relief, or have you felt it a little bit stalled, or maybe tight?
Ade kind of straightens up, and is staring at the table. I think trying to like think of how she wants to say what she's gonna say. Like being careful, I guess.
Yeah,
Mhm.
muscle tension is really difficult these days. So I usually think sometimes that stretching really helps because, a lot of times when I don't do something, my limbs just get really stiff and it becomes kind of hard to use. I mean, I've had a whole hand cramp that almost ruined my hand once. So
I mean, in my time traveling, I have found that things came to me a lot more naturally than I think I ever thought they would. And I would love to discuss more of that,
not here.
but yeah, not here.
But she just kind of pats your shoulder and it's like a really wide smile. And she's like, I'm glad. That's
She'll
good.
kind of put a hand on Aozia's hand and smile. Say, well, then all of that's good to hear. Aiden. Now, I did send everyone a letter, but I'm assuming that Buccio, Aozia, you probably haven't received it yet because I came back quite fast and I had sent them not too far ahead of me actually leaving. But I did receive correspondence from Aiden. And you had mentioned that you were doing a lot of things in the city, which means that you've been hearing a lot of things in the city. So what about you? What's going on with the college now?
The college is currently the faculty senate is currently debating and weighing a number of motions to allow scholarships for international students under a specific program that I am chairing, and I have basically headed up that committee to introduce those students to the University of Orlais when they arrive. I am kind of like what you might call their mentor. And so they come right to me from all over the world, and I help them through their first years here. To understand how the university works and everything. So yes, they have learned so much, and the program is a success so far. They have written numerous positive reviews about their experiences here, and it's a success. It's a success, but that's certainly not the only organization I'm involved in. Yeah. I mean, that's good at the university, but unlike Aosia, I am not locked in a tower. I don't know that any tower could ever keep me locked in. It's just not in my nature.
That is true. You are a man about town.
I am a man about town, and I see and hear all. And all I will say is, you three, you four, Isan, I'm looking specifically at you. Need to
You have been doing that ever since we met.
Oh, I know. I just can't help myself. And he is just going to produce like flowers from a hat, but basically like
what the fuck is going on?
Four tickets right here, and he's going.
He's also a magician.
That's right. He's like going. That's right.
Literally, I'm sitting up like I've never seen this behavior, this specific behavior, randomly producing shit like a magician's face.
That's right. So, and so he spreads them out across it. He like deals them like cards right there across the table. Exactly.
Are these tickets to the? If Ade's looking down, are these tickets to the thing?
The Fuchsia Fraud Fantasy, you better believe it. Oh yeah, absolutely. And he's gonna look at Aosia and say, I know they let you out, so I expect you to be there. And I'm sure Buccio would love the show. And Isan, I'll tell you what, you can watch it first, but there's gonna be a sequel, and I need you, buddy. I need you. I have just prepared for you, and I trust that once you see The very first performance of this, you're going to want to be part of the next. Yeah. And so let me tell you, Aosia, you're going to love it too. I have taken your creative genius and I have taken it and sculpted it like a piece of wet clay, and I have turned it into a masterpiece for the masses to enjoy off Broadway in many different theaters where it's showing right now, even tonight. These tickets.
I mean, I heard Bushio already saw it.
How was it, Bukyo?
You already saw it and you didn't tell me?
She had to throw someone else under the bus. She's like,
Bukyo, what are you doing? You know, like you already snuck into my theater. You didn't say anything.
Silent
I didn't
patron
sneak
of the
in.
arts.
I paid.
You paid all the better, and you thought it was fantastic, wasn't it? I mean, you have a rave review to give, I'm sure. Just say it was good.
Love this sentence.
Can I hide my face?
It was good for its content.
There we go. A rave review, 4 stars. And he's obviously going to be back. You're gonna see it again, and you're just gonna love it even harder the second time. And
I think I will be forever scarred by it. So yes, I will be seeing it again in my nightmares.
It made an impression. There we go. It made an impression. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, it made an impression. Yes, it takes another long.
Yeah.
Into Paradise is particularly explicit.
Oh, you bet.
Like, how did you get around those scenes? I mean, like for performance.
Oh.
I mean, I heard there was a splash zone.
There is. That's what those tickets are for. You look down at the ticket, it says splash zone. You know, it's printed on the ticket there.
I say Izan takes it, one of the tickets and says, "Oh my."
No.
You know, like a George Takei. Oh my.
I love
shaking her head. No.
He is. Yeah. You are destined for greatness, Kunari. I can already see it in your eyes. Yeah.
Aiden.
Yes.
That's like not chill.
What?
He has a name. Like, you wouldn't call me Elf.
Oh, well, I mean, okay. Isan. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He's just so much of him, and I forget.
He has a great presence. He has a great
presence. Many great presences, like multiple great presences. There's these great presences here, and then there's this great presence down here, and there's these 2 great presences here. I mean, there's like so many great presences.
Bushio, while this is going on, your buddy Eel slides up next to you and is just like, "What's going on?"
What the?
Hey, Eel. Let's go.
Eel! You know Bukyo Eel? And you realize that Eel works for Aiden.
Yes, and I was saying, Eel's like,
"Oh no,"
and walks away with Buchio.
Let him have his moment. You know, he's at that age where he wants to make his own personal friends.
Puberty is hard.
He's older than us.
Puberty is hard.
We can all be friends together. You know?
No, Aiden, you have to it's kind of like when you make like your friends first, right? And you're like, oh, I want this private friend space for me and my friend. And then you introduce them afterwards, right? Because it's kind of like you just want to really make sure that the build of the bridge is solid, right? Like it's kind of like giving a clearance check. Like he's vibe checking Eel for us. Because Buki was that kind of great guy. So why don't you tell me more about like the production? Because honestly, I was really confused as to how you were going to make this scene work, but I would love to hear it. And then you would just be talking about it with him.
I'll tell you what, it's a combination of thespian ability. You can only have certain actors to even perform the parts. That's how extravagant your vision is.
Yes, I was gonna say, and so Aiden goes on and on.
Yeah, exactly.
Going into the details.
Exactly.
Eel and Buchio sort of like walk off, and once you're, a reasonable distance away, sort of just like on the other side of the bar or whatever, Eel's like, "Your friends seem interesting."
Yeah, most of them are good people.
Oh yeah, which one's not the good people?
He glances back. He's like, "Don't play coy with me. You know, Aiden."
I mean, I done dealings with him.
Yeah.
He likes to think I work for him.
He thinks everybody works for him.
But, you know, he's harmless enough, I guess.
Yeah. Sorry about missing out on that job last night.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. There are other opportunities.
I'll be back in at some point.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I might have something for you when you come back.
As long as it's not related to him.
No.
I wouldn't want to get you in trouble. So.
I have... I've been thinking of something big. But, you know, I suppose if you're up for that. I don't know if you want something more small scale or not.
What's it with the small jokes all day?
Oh, was that offensive? I'm sorry.
He just laughs. No, I'm just breaking your balls.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk. You're a good man, Eel. You're slippery,
Well,
but you're a good man.
yeah, I was to say, I don't necessarily know about good, but, you know, I'm making it.
All right. And then he will
Yeah, and he sort of just like pats you on the shoulder and walks off.
He checks his shoulder.
It's clean. There's nothing there. He's not literally greasy or anything.
I think it's such an opportunity to have like a shapeshifter character.
Yeah.
A hidden eel race no one knew about. So.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, he'll just wander back to the table. So.
All right.
This might be a good spot to wrap up.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Us chatting away at the bar.
Yeah, just catching up.
We can pick up the questions on our next episode then.
And we can think of questions.
Exactly.
Think of questions too. Yeah, exactly.
Like, when are we going to take care of your phylactery?
And
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
who's heard from Marjolaine?
We could just change the name Dragon Balls.
No. Anyway.
Probably been used.
Anyway.
Next on Dragon Age.
That's this episode.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks
Thank you
everybody.
all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Thanks everybody watching, and we will see you again next time. Good night.
Night, everybody.